Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Mondays with Mundy. That's me, Jim Mundy, the historian for the Union League Legacy Foundation. As you can tell, we're not at the league. Well, we are at the league, but we're not at the league. If you've seen the previous episode, you realize that we're doing a series on each of the three golf clubs that are now owned and operated by the Union League. The first one was Torresdale, and here we are in beautiful South Jersey at Union League National. So Union League National, the story of it, actually began back in 2015 in the spring when the Union League opened up its first two off-site properties. That is the Union League Golf Club at Torresdale itself, and then of course the bungalow over in Stone Harbor, about a 15-20 minute ride in that direction from here. Torresdale was an immediate hit, and while they were talking about how good it was and how good it could get, they also floated this little bubble of this idea about how about a course down at the Jersey Shore. And after that, the league, being strategic as always, conducted a survey among the membership, and they discovered that approximately 1,800 members had a house, a summer home, in Cape May County, New Jersey. And Cape May County and the north end starts with Ocean City, and it goes all the way down to the south end to the very tip of Cape May itself. 1,800 second family homes, and 800 of those homeowners expressed interest in playing golf. Well, it was bound to be. So, in the summer of 2017, Union League Director of Golf, Sean Palmer, and the general manager at Torresdale, Jacob Hoffer, on a hot, muggy day, come down to just scout out some options. And they teed it up at a place called Sand Dunes, which, when it opened in 1997, made the top 100 modern courses in the country. So it was a good course to begin with, but it was relatively flat. But nonetheless, though, as Sean and Jacob wound their way around the golf course, they realized that this course had really, really good bones. So, what happens? October 15th of 2017, Sand Barrens puts an ad on its Facebook page saying that beginning the next day, October 16th, Sand Dunes will change ownership to the Union League of Philadelphia and become a private golf club. And that's how it happened. So let's go back in time then to Sand Dunes itself. It opened in 1997. Its architects were Michael Hersden and Dana Fry. And they created a masterpiece, really, out of this wonderful South Jersey sandy soil, something everybody always modeling on Pine Valley, which is about an hour to the west of here, but again, always the number one golf club in this country, but again, grounded in sand. Sand, sand, and more sand. So Hersden and Fry then created this modern golf course that was very, very successful. But as time went on, golf became a little less popular, shall we say, and that was when the Union League realized that it had a market within its own membership for an additional golf club. So the Union League acquired Sand Barrens in 2017. They allowed it to remain a daily fee course until December 16th of that year, when it shut down, and they did some minor tweaks, if you will, some little renovations here, some renovations there, because things had happened over the course of the last 20 years. Greens had gotten smaller, fairways had gotten narrower, tee boxes were lost, trees were cut down. You kind of get the picture. So they had to do some things to make it playable. And the course, under Union League ownership, reopened on May the 27th of 2018 for play by league members. At the same time, the league is hiring another golf design course called Global Golf Course Designs that featured both Dana Fry and his new partner, Jason Straka. And what they did is breathtaking. It is remarkable. And this is no longer a flat course. As you drive around the course, if you're in a golf cart, although I would encourage people to walk it, it's a beautiful walk, it really is. There is a difference of 90 feet in elevation from the highest point to the lowest point. And the major design change has been something called the Big Fill. So over my right shoulder, if you were to look over the lake and down the lake and into the center of the golf course itself, and this golf course is 263 acres big, you'll find a hill called the Big Fill. And it was not there when the Sand Dunes was here. It's all been done by man. Mother Nature had nothing to do with it. It's completely man-made. It is at its height about approximately 80 feet tall. It covers 45 acres of ground, to give you some idea of how big this hill is. And buried within this hill are different complexes. So there are 8 tee box complexes, there are 9 green complexes, and fairways running along 7 ridges that emanate from the top of this fill itself. So it's an integral part to the course redesign done by Fry and Straka itself. In addition to having such a physical impact on the course and changing the course itself, they also did something in terms of native vegetation. By the end of 2024, this course will be completely covered in nothing but vegetation that is native to South Jersey. So there are 13 new species of plants, grasses. There are wetland plantings as well that are going on all over the course itself. Over 1,000 trees have either been replanted or moved, especially as they form those ridges coming off of the big fill itself to reinforce the fact that it looks as if nature put this giant hill there in the first place itself. So they've added waste bunkers, they've taken some away. The ones they've added, they did for strategic purposes in terms of where your golf shots go, where your second shot goes next and things like that. They've reintroduced a lot of new tee boxes, obviously. The greens have gotten bigger, more to their original size. It is just, what they have done is just nothing less than spectacular. And it's such a good course right now that in 2023, Golf Digest magazine will declare that, actually will submit national to the list, a competition for best new golf courses next year. So Fry and Straka didn't just renovate the course, they actually built a new one in effect, and it's remarkable. Now, what makes it a Union League course? Because the Union League likes to put its stamp on all of its different properties, whether it's restaurants or golf clubs or whatever they may be. And so the original Sand Dunes was 18 holes. It then went to 27, so it had 3 nines, if you will, the north, south, and west. The Union League has renamed them after 3 very prominent Union generals from the Civil War. So we have Grant, Meade, and Sherman. So Ulysses S. Grant, commander of the Army, George Gordon Meade, one of the few generals from Philadelphia, and of course William Tecumseh Sherman. What more can you say? And also, when you go inside the clubhouse, which is in front of me, you'll see over the fireplace in the dining room an oil painting of the Broad Street building. So both outside and in, the Union League is here in many different ways. So I'm just going to scooch over here because I'm actually going to read something. And I seldom do that. But in this case, though, to give you some idea of just how successful this place National has become, I want to read something to you. All right. So let me put my specs on. All right. So this was taken from the 2021 annual report at the Union League. So the Union League National Golf Club. So in terms of golf itself, just last year, there were 18,903 rounds of golf, which is the equivalent of 136,102 miles traveled between the 3 nines, Meade, Sherman, and Grant. There were 6,422 rounds caddied or four-caddied. There were 11,742 cart rounds. Amazing. There were 1,207 golf lessons provided. Merchandise, the pro shop, sold $649,000 in merchandise in 1 year. 2,840 golf shirts were sold, 1,732 hats, and 3,172 sleeves of balls. Folks, this is a success story beyond success stories. Food and beverage. After all, we do have a wonderful clubhouse. So there were 6,916 bottles of Gatorade sold last year. Gatorade, probably after a cold beer, a golfer's best friend on a golf course. There were 811 hot dogs served from the Airstream because way out on the course, on the Big Fill, is a level part that houses an old Airstream trailer, and it's used as the halfway house, if you will. So that's where they were selling the hot dogs. Geez, wait to hear this one. 928 lobsters courageously gave up their lives so that they could be turned into 1,456 lobster rolls enjoyed by members, their family, and their friends. God bless lobsters. And we're not even in Maine. There were 712 bottles of Tito's vodka which fulfilled the transfusions and every other alcoholic drink that you can imagine. And of course, we talked about beer, right? 6,370 draft beers were sold, with the equivalent of 1,990 gallons of draft beer. It's like, holy cow. So there isn't anything not to like about Union League National. It is just a remarkable place. And even if you're not a golfer, come down to the shore and see it. You can, stay at Avalon Stone Harbor nearby, 15, 20 minutes away, eat at the bungalow, come here, enjoy and just enjoy the golf course. Just maybe let you walk around or take a golf course out. All worth it to see what is now going to become probably the golf course of the year in 2023. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you do that. Please do come down sometime. And now we've done 2 of the 3 golf courses, and as you can imagine, that will leave us with Liberty Hill, the newest acquisition of the league earlier this year, and that will be our next stop. So thank you for watching. We appreciate your patronage. Enjoy what's left of the summer, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.